Welcome back to Everyday Kentucky. Today is the Jewish holiday of Purim and a celebration of overcoming adversity.
And joining us now to tell us the story of Purim is Shoshi Litvin. Good morning and thank you for being with us.
Good morning. Happy Purim. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, so tell us about the story of Purim.
So about 2,400 years ago, the Jews were exiled out of their land. They were not living in the land of Israel, and they were living in the Persian Median Empire, which spanned 127 countries. It was a tremendous empire ruled by King Xerxes, King Ahasuerus. He was a violent and petty man who killed his wife and now found himself in need of a new queen and decided to throw a beauty pageant and have all of the beautiful ladies from all of his lands brought to him so that he could select a new queen. And there was a young Jewish girl named Esther who didn't really have any interest in joining the pageant. She was not vain. She was not interested in the idea of being the queen. None of this spoke to her at all, but she was taken by the king's men and brought and actually ended up being selected to be the queen. Her cousin, whose name was Mordecai, was the leader of the Jewish people and served as an advisor to the king. So the king had another advisor named Haman, who was a vicious anti-Semite, and he convinced the king to sign an edict that on the 13th day of Adar, a day that he selected, everyone would have the right to rise up against their Jewish neighbors. And Esther and Mordecai together corralled the Jewish people into praying and fasting and repenting to bring about a victory in a spiritual way. But Esther herself took care of the actual physical victory, braving going to the king and confronting him about this edict that he had signed. And she was able to bring about a full reversal, excuse me, a full reversal of the story. And in the end, on the 13th day of Adar, the people who did rise up were met with Jews who bravely were able to defend themselves, and the Jews fought a defensive battle and were able to protect themselves and destroy the enemies who had come up against them.
Right. And what are some ways that you celebrate the holiday?
So there are 4 specific mitzvahs that we perform on the day of Purim. A mitzvah is a commandment. Excuse me. The first is that we hear the reading of the book of Esther. We actually remind ourselves of the story of what happened. And we do that twice. We did it last night, and we're going to do it again today at some point during the day. Hear the reading of the Megillah. The second is to give gifts of food, any 2 types of food, to any one person. The third is to give gifts of money to the poor, and we give them something that they could then buy food with. So, we're not talking about giving a penny into a charity box, but giving a significant amount of money to 2 poor people. And the fourth one is to have a festive meal, to be involved in the celebration, to increase in your joy, and to do that in a way of wine and meat and enjoying a meal together.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate what have you brought here really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are called hamantashen. They are a traditional Purim cookie. The most traditional way to do it is that we hide the filling inside the pocket. So it's called haman tashen, translated to be a poppy pocket.
Okay.
Okay. So inside is a poppy seed filling, which doesn't sound very flavorful, but it's actually really good. My husband made these.
They're fantastic.
Try it? Absolutely.
And real quick, we're running out of a little time. So what is in this?
In the box. Okay, so the box is our gifts of food that we have given to our community, everybody who came to our party last night. And then today we're also going to be driving around with our kids and delivering the boxes of food. But what I did for my box is very specific to my costume.
Okay.
I like to do a theme. So we dress in costume because God hid himself in events of nature inside the story of Purim. It all seems very consequential. But we disguise ourselves in whatever we want. This year we chose a construction theme.
Okay.
So everybody in the family is construction something.
All right, let's see what's in here.
And in our gifts of food that we gave to everybody, we have our hamantash, a traditional, like I said, Jewish cookie.
Yes.
And then we gave everybody a charity box.
Oh,
so
that's amazing.
we gave this to everybody with the Jewish message that we are giving everybody this specific box that has a hole in the back to nail it to the wall.
Awesome.
So we're supposed to construct a home of kindness, right?
Okay.
And the Lubavitcher Rebbe explains to us that we do that by simply attaching the box to the home. It transforms the home into a home of kindness.
Well, thank
we
you so
appreciate you
much.
for
I've
being
learned
here
so much.
a lot.
Yes.
That's right. But we appreciate you being on.